Welcome to another Visible Portrait of Life podcast with one of our 2025 honorees. I am Danny Tennell from Right On Radio, 87.7 FM, Can You Dig It? And with me is Sharonda Walker, co-owner of Be Visible Publications and Visible Portrait of Life. We have with us today one of our 2025 honorees, Pastor Robert Jones, pastor of Hills Chapel Missionary Baptist Church and Kill Avenue Missionary Baptist Church.
Yes. Welcome.
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
He is very unique. Pastor Jones is one of the honorees who has two churches. Excellent.
How long have you been pastoring?
I've been pastoring Kill Avenue this month, 31 years. And Hill Chapel this year will be 7 years.
How long have you been in ministry?
I've been in ministry since 1987, so 38 years.
Almost 40.
What led you into ministry?
I was called by God at a very, very early age. I've always been in church. My parents kept me in church, my mom especially. She taught me the Bible, read me Bible stories, made sure me and my sisters were just always involved in church. And God called me early, but I accepted my calling at the age of 17.
And could you describe that for us?
You wouldn't understand it. I can't. It's not something that I can like verbalize. It's not like there is this audible voice in the world that just says, come preach. It wasn't like that. I just had consistent prompting. I had dreams. I always saw myself in the pulpit as a little boy. I would imitate my pastor when he's up preaching. I was small. I'm small.
Right.
I was small. I would walk on the pew and be doing whatever he's doing while he's up there. Mm-hmm. I kind of hung around him a lot. And it just happened that way. Yeah, I grew up that particular.
And who was this pastor?
Rogers Pruitt.
Okay.
He passed in 2004.
2004?
Yes, but he was my pastor until 2004. From a baby, I was almost born in church. My mom was pregnant. She left church to go have me.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah.
You were born on a Sunday?
I was.
That's
great, yeah. It's just that very act of being able to preach. Preaching is probably my life. I'm always asked, what excites you? Because I'm kind of a boring guy. I'm boring.
According to who?
According to everybody else.
Oh.
I'm boring.
Okay.
According to everybody else. Because I don't like doing things.
Okay.
I'm not the person that want to go. I don't even like going out of town and stuff like people. I don't. That's not a desire of mine.
Okay.
And so people always ask, well, what do you like doing? What do you enjoy? Preaching. I enjoy the preparation and all that of preaching. So that's what I enjoy. And so it is when there is a response from whatever I have taught or preached, where it has an impact on the person's life and they actually change. So it's not just the shouting.
Yeah.
It's not just the amens that they give. We're trying to see if whatever I've shared has actually touched them in such a way that they make changes. So I look for transformation from whatever it is that I've taught or preached. Yeah, I don't have any dramatic situations because for me, I'm all about spiritual growth. So I'm trying to, with me, I'm always encouraged from the Word to kind of help people know God better and grow in Him in some kind of way that they start to imitate or be like Jesus. That's the ultimate goal with me.
But listening to you share some of your, let's say, spiritual insight and wisdom here, as a pastor, and let me say this, iterate this, that you were chosen by the community, from people who knew about you and your ministry.
Services.
May even be people from the very ministry that you minister to. How does that affect you in receiving the honor of being an honoree?
Oh, I enjoy it, but I do. I enjoy it, but I don't like to be center of attention. So it's great, and I'm thankful. I always consider anything that anybody does for you, it's a blessing, and I'm thankful for it. But I always feel you can do it for somebody else. That's always me. You can highlight somebody else. I don't have to be front and center, talked about, and all that, because I'd rather be behind the scenes.
You know, I can't help but think of the scriptures that said, let others esteem you and not yourself.
Yeah.
And in this case, and I definitely, as a minister, follow you, been in it for years. I know exactly where it comes from to keep that humility and that level headedness and whatever exaltation God gives you. But I tell you, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
See, you're not patting yourself on the back. The community is doing it. Humility.
Yeah.
And at the same time, when the honor is coming from people you don't even know, we don't have any idea. You don't even have someone that you've inspired and have made an effect on their lives. I'm sure that's one of your, say, goals. When you get in ministry and you feel that calling, one of the things is to, hey, I want to be effective for God. In some ways, this show that you are effective as a man of God.
Well, thank you.
It seems like just my interactions with you, that you are definitely a quiet storm.
Yeah, see?
When I say that, it's because of your humility, but your intentions to impact lives.
Exactly.
That's what I get. And it's not about attention your way, it's about the people that you're serving. The people that you're serving. I've had the opportunity to visit your church, Hill Avenue. But my first encounter.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't visit. Let me clear it up. I didn't come in. I did go into church, but I didn't. It was you used to have a yearly giveaway kickoff. This is what happened.
Like community fest?
In the community fest.
Okay.
It was the community fest. So I was drawn to your church because I live in the Klondike community.
Oh, okay.
And there were some children, there were some bands marching down the street, and they came down our street, and my kids loved it, and we followed them. We followed them. He was leading the parade, and we followed them to your church.
Okay.
That was one year, and then it did it again. So it was it's that time of year. But that was just something that I know personally. The community felt, enjoyed. It was beyond the church building. You were walking the neighborhood. And it was all ages that was walking the neighborhood. And the music and everything drew folk who may not have come to Hill Avenue, but they came. And that was a big talk. So I appreciate those kinds of ministerial efforts to reach the community in a engaging way.
Well, thank you. We tried.
I think it was gospel music.
It was, yeah.
It was plenty of food.
It was.
And plenty of giveaways.
Yeah.
Plenty of giveaways. I know I experienced that at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, we did it for like 8 years straight.
Before the pandemic?
Yeah. And then, so we're just doing it again this year.
Oh, wow.
We're coming back this year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pastor, how did most pastors, and I know quite a few of them, only have one congregation. And you have 2.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Oh, that's a good
That's a
question.
long
And
story.
how do you handle that?
That's a long story.
A long one.
Yeah, I can't say exactly how, other than God.
Mm.
That God worked it. Well, the former pastor
Mhm.
for Hill Chapel, that would be the second church, was actually a friend of mine.
Mhm.
We were very close. And when he passed, things were happening at the church there. And I was asked to come help them. And after coming to help them a little time, the people
Wanted you to
decided
serve?
they wanted me to serve. Yeah, it happened that particular way. Long story though, it's a long story. But yeah, the way I handle it is by the grace of God. So it's not Sunday. So a lot of people always think that, that it's a headache of going two places on a Sunday.
Mhm.
Preaching is never the problem. It's always the in-between stuff. If there's a problem, it will be the in-between stuff. But at Hill Chapel, I have a good staff of people
There you
who
go.
actually make things happen.
Mhm.
That makes it easier. So, yeah, people help me. That's what it is.
People help you.
Yeah,
So that means that you are a leader for sure,
I guess.
because you gotta be the one congregation or something, but to have to be the steward of the shepherd of two congregations for sure. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Very.
Um,
Still can't believe it.
we still can't believe it. So, being that you're from the Memphis area, and you mentioned you grew up in the Bethel Grove community, is there a person who, you mentioned your mother, of course, that read the scripture to you. Is there someone from the neighborhood that pops to mind that really impacted your life?
So I would have to describe me in order to understand that.
Okay.
There is nobody.
Okay.
It's only my mom.
Okay.
My mom, and of course my dad.
Yeah.
But my mom, because my mom was the
And her
Bible, Effie Jones.
Effie Jones.
Yes.
Okay.
She's the Bible teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So if me and my sisters, when we were going to school on Sunday, through the week,
Uh-huh.
before we could leave the house, we had to have devotion every morning.
Oh,
And
excellent.
if one of our friends came to the door, if they wanted to come in, they were going to have to sit and have devotion as well.
Hmm.
So they would have to pray with us and all that if they came, or they had to just wait outside. So we couldn't knock the door, couldn't leave without that happening. So my mom would even have Bible study with children sometimes in the neighborhood if they would come by. So basically, my mama neighborhood. That's
excellent.
Yeah. It's
So with that in mind, I always look for nuggets that our viewers can possibly pick up. And when I think about what's happening in our community now, when I look at the, sometimes you have single parents, you have no parents, the television's watching. What could you share with our viewers that they can possibly do? Because that sounds really good before you roll out the door, to go to school or work, to have devotion.
Well, I would suggest to any person, whether it's single, whether it's a whole family, spending time with the Lord before you do anything is always top notch. It's always number one. You can't, to navigate your life just in a day's time, you need a connection with God. So you need some kind of reading of scripture, some kind of praying, to help you just keep your sanity living in a place like Memphis altogether. So I think devotion time, when you're reading, praying, reflecting on whatever it is you read, and meditating on it throughout the day is very helpful. It can help older people and younger people. I mean, I got it when I was young. It'll help. It works. It may look like it doesn't, but it has a way of sustaining you, keeping you calm, helping you to process things, helping you to make better decisions. decisions. It just works. I think it works for any person. So people would just get a connection to God, have godly connections with people, which is the right people, not just any kind, but people who are going after God themselves, who love God themselves. If they have things like that around their lives, it helps them better. Versus just trying to do life by yourself or just with people who have no connection at all with God. I just don't think you can live in the world and keep peace and be content detached from God. I don't think they can. That's my personal opinion. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I like that. So, with that kind of devotional stage, with that kind of setup at the beginning of the day, when you were in maybe your teenage years, do you remember tempting situations?
Of course. Yeah. So again, I was kind of different, and my friends knew I was different. So I have a best friend now who is he's still my brother. He's a pastor now as well. But now he's a street guy. He was a street guy.
Okay.
I was not. And he would always say, you have a different life than me. And so so I'm spoiled. Well, my mama, them spoiled me. I was spoiled.
You were spoiled?
Yeah. So my sisters were not as spoiled as me. I was spoiled. Right.
What, do you have sisters?
I have two sisters.
You have any brothers?
No.
Okay. Only boy.
So
Okay.
So I didn't have like curfew time. I there's certain things I just didn't have.
Okay.
But my friends didn't let me do the stuff that they did. It was really, you think back on it,
right?
You see it because they saw something in me versus even me. So the temptations were things that they were doing, and they did a lot of stuff that they were doing. They were a guard for me as well.
Wow.
That even if I'm thinking not to do something or whatever, they would say, no, you can't do it. You stay here. You can't whatever. It'd be like that. So I had help with friends. I think that was God's way of protecting me, just to be honest. That's my belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were always temptations. I mean, I'm human.
Right.
Normal person.
Right.
Flesh and blood. Yeah.
But I guess what resonates for me is when you talk about how your mother, that one practice of daily devotion in the house. So it wasn't like you had to go to school or even church to get it.
No.
You got it in your home.
I got it at home.
So we have the power as families to start right in our homes, developing a relationship with God.
Yeah. That's where it starts. Because I come from the time when you were in church all the time. So all day Sunday, and then you got anything for the week, you're always there. But ours was just at home as well. Like on Christmas, we had to go to Christmas service on Sunday morning.
5 o'clock, 5 or 6.
Yeah. But we couldn't touch a present until after we come from church. And of course I got everything I wanted for Christmas. I did. So we had a playroom. And all our stuff would be set up in play. But you couldn't bother anything until after you come from church. We would go to church first, then you get back home, and then you could do whatever. But yeah, I grew up in that kind of house. And so that kind of helped. That helped. It's like it gets ingrained in your mind and your heart. So then when temptations and things come up, it comes back to your mind.
Quickly,
oh yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah, even if it's not a scripture, it's my mama's voice. Yeah, something. Yeah.
All right. On that note, Pastor Jones, we want to invite you, the Memphis Metropolitan Community, to attend. Family and friends, we want you to show up and be there at the 3rd Annual Visible Portraits of Life Art Exhibit. It's going to be the last Sunday in April the 27th, at the Memphis Renaissance Center downtown. Doors open at 3. Make sure you get your ticket. You can go to eventbrite.com to make sure that you get the kind of ticket that you deserve. We look forward to you being a part of something amazing and nice. Thank you, Pastor. We appreciate you for your time today and the wonderful things that you have shared with us.